Big Boat Series 2009.
Rolex and the St. Francis Yacht Club have one thing in common: supporting the highest level of competition in the sport of sailing. Hi, I'm Tucker Thompson, and welcome back to the final day of the Rolex Big Boat Series here in San Francisco, California. All week long, we've been highlighting the attributes that makes this such a fantastic regatta venue. But now let's ask the sailors themselves what keeps them coming back to the Big Boat Series.
The best part about Big Boat Series for me is just getting to watch all the boats and go out and have fun on the water.
Almost every day, no matter what's happening over the region, that wind slot cranks up and it delivers what sailors want. It's called wind.
Good camaraderie.
Winning! 6 bullets.
Cleaning winches after racing.
International competition. It's a great chance and a great venue to see how your crew does, how your boat does against some of the best in the world. It's the best part of the Big Boat Series.
Back on the water, one final race to decide the entire regatta. And here's the story. In IRCA, Vince Sartori, the blue boat, is only 1 point ahead of Flash here at the committee boat end. Tight maneuvering at the gun. Flash almost gets squeezed out by Mayhem, while Vince Sartori is free to sail on in clear air to leeward. An early tack to add insult to injury as Flash clears away for clear air. We've been talking about the vagrancies of San Francisco Bay all week, and now Mother Nature has thrown another curveball. The light air has canceled the IRC racing, so now we move to the north course where the J105s have just started on the line. Already we've seen 2 general recalls down here, and that's an individual recall. Some boats are going to get their hands slapped while the rest of the fleet heads upwind.
Break.
Couple boats over early have to head back, and there was a Z flag to add insult to injury.
6-3. 3-5-5-3. 3-7-4-3. 4-7-3.
Here's the story in this fleet. Chris Perkins and crew aboard Good Timin' have a 9-point lead over Bruce Stone's Arbitrage. Currently sitting in 9th place is Jabberwocky, number 149. Brent Vaughn gets a great start and is poked out early on this fleet. Early on this beat, the right side is definitely looking stronger, and it has the entire J105 fleet on port. It is certainly a strange day on the bay. There is strong wind only on the northern side of the bay, but we are still racing in this division. It's a port rounding around the windward mark on this north end of the San Francisco Bay Bridge before reaching all the way across the bay. Summer and Smoke still leading the Beneteau 36-7. There's a reason they call this race course the Bay Tour. The fleet goes from the north end of the Golden Gate Bridge all the way down here off of the city front. We've caught up with the Express 37s, where Blade Runner, who's currently sitting in 2nd place, is in a neck-and-neck battle with Michael Maloney's Bullet in 3rd. While the leaders sail across the city front, the correct tactic is definitely to jibe early back into the middle of the bay where there's more breeze. Donkey Jack and Bruce Stone's Arbitrage, the top 2 boats in the J105s, are halfway up the windward beat. All the way to the far right-hand side is the boat that Stone needs to beat. Chris Perkins and the crew aboard Good Timing have a 9-point advantage. Well, the far left has definitely paid off on this beat, at least the top of it, and that's where we find Mojo chasing Arbitrage. Bruce Stone is definitely pouring on the coals in this final race. But will it be enough to take the lead from Good Timing? Jabberwocky rounds in third, about a minute behind. Just ahead of Dawson Jack. We found Good Timing 6 points back, still with a 3-point lead in the regatta at this stage. It's a long reach across the bay. Arbitrage and Mojo are still slugging it out, neck and neck, as they head to the jibe mark. Mojo goes for the high move. Arbitrage defends. At the mark, Arbitrage is able to hold Mojo off. Now it's a rush to get the kites filled simultaneously. Both boats take off on the run. It looks like Mojo is not done yet. The entire fleet, about a minute and a half behind the two leaders, set spinnakers in front of the St. Francis Yacht Club for the long run. Jeff Lifton and John Pace aboard Mojo are really pouring on the coals. It's a jibe, double jibe for both boats. Bruce Stone is trying to keep his air clear, but this could be the move of the race right here for Mojo. Mojo jives back onto starboard, and Arbitrage responds, but only barely keeping ahead. Now they are overlapped. The overlap is broken, but the game is far from over. Mojo goes for a jive. This time Stone splits. He stays on starboard for about another 20 seconds and finally checks in with Mojo. Mojo is jibed. The two boats converge. She's on starboard. Stone just barely jibes ahead, trying to protect his lead. The move pays off, and Bruce Stone takes his third win of the regatta and the final race here at the Big Boat Series. And as Mojo takes second, the question for Bruce Stone now is, will he have enough points to beat Chris Perkins' Good Timing for the regatta? There's third, fourth, and fifth. Now it's 5 points. And the 6th point belongs to Chris Perkins and crew, and it is enough to win them this year's Rolex Big Boat Series. Well, that's just the type of close competition this event is all about. And although not every boat got to race today, all of the classes got in great sailing this week. We hope you've enjoyed seeing it as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you here in San Francisco, California. And that wraps up another Rolex Big Boat Series. I'm Tucker Thompson, and we'll see you next year.
Here are the final results for the Big Boat Series 2009. In the Melges 32 class, Roger Rue. In the Express 37's Golden Moon. J105's Good Timing, Beneteau 36-7 Summer and Smoke, and in the Cal 40 class, Gone with the Wind. In IRC A, Vincetori, IRC B, Velos, IRC C, Suzel, IRC D, Tupelo Honey, J120's Chance, and in the ID 35's Diablita.
Rolex Big Boat Series 2009.